Hi, everyone. Charles Day, Day to Day Senior Care. Welcome back to our On the Road 2026 series. Tonight, our episode title 5K Milestone and the Open Invite. Very excited, folks. Very excited. Before I even get started tonight, I did make a little script here, okay? Only because I want to stay on one direction here, okay? Thank you. So, before we get into anything else tonight, I have to take a second to give a massive thank you to all of our views that came in. We've had over 5,000 views on our YouTube channel alone. Whether you've been watching the short clips, catching the live podcast series, or just riding along with me here, thank you. I know how busy life gets. And the fact that you took the time out of your day to check out what we're doing means the world to me, folks. It really does. I'm very, very appreciative to see all that happen in such a short time. People are watching our we have three. We have our On the Road series, which we're on tonight, where I go for former peers that I've worked with in the industry and try and get them on here, or I sneak up on them while they're working in the industry. So I have a motive and I've got a goal this year for our 2026 On the Road series. Um, and then our other series that people are starting to watch too is our a Care with Confidence series, a series where we talk about um, daily happenings in home care and senior care, my own company. Um, our examples from companions. We'll have some of our companions come on and share some of their stories. We may be getting some clients soon too, just finishing up the details on that, where they can come in and share their experiences with our company, myself as a companion. I do have four companions I'm working with. Um, and then or others may come in and just want to tell us about how their companions are working with them. So we got that, and then we also have our last podcast series, which is called the see, I can't even remember now. I got three of them going here: the Care with Confidence, the On the Road, and our starting your own senior care business, folks. I know it's late at night, so this could be a glass of chocolate milk, a cup of chocolate milk, or it could be coffee. I'm not going to let you know. But whatever it is, it's making me stay alert right now. So, getting back to what we're doing here, um, because this community is growing, this was when I wanted to talk about where we're going next. We have some fantastic upcoming guests on the schedule that I'm really excited about, folks. Um, we're gonna. I don't want to give away anything yet, but we are scheduling people, and we've got some great guests. I can't wait to have on our podcast on the On the Road series. Okay. Um, Also, very important. The plan going forward is to keep bringing you these real, unfiltered conversations with the people who are actually doing the work. Yes, people that are actually out there doing the work. Um, and speaking of the people doing the work, that brings me to my open invite, folks. Yes, many of you that are watching, I know many of you are either working in the industry, obviously, um, former peers that I've worked with, high school buddies, um, and other people that have just come in and found our company since we started last year. But regardless, between the social media views, people liking our campaign ads and our, my fun stuff. I'm a creator. I just love to do this stuff. So you can see the passion, and incorporating this into my business is very important for me because it showcases what we're doing in our company with all the different services. But again, I'm just blown away that we're starting our second year and we're just continuing to reach out to people and let people know that we are the senior care company to go to. If you need any help with your loved ones, we're there for you. But getting back to the On the Road series, and I don't have a special guest tonight either, because I just this night was this episode, and I am doing it late tonight, so I am sharing that. That's why I look a little tired, but and that's why I have a script with me because I normally go raw. I normally go raw, folks. I don't script. I just talk about what's on in my mind. But the script helps. So it keeps me on pace here. So anyway, up until now, we've talked a lot about senior care, and that is obviously a massive and important part of what we do here. But the healthcare ecosystem is huge, and everything is connected, folks. So tonight, I am putting out an open call out there to anyone in the healthcare field. I want to hear your stories. I want you on this podcast. Yes, if you worked in a traditional hospital, that's fine. I worked in the hospital. I worked in psych for 12 years, Southside Hospital on psych. I did 2 years as an aide at South Oaks Hospital. That was one of my first jobs when I started back in my early 20s. So, having anyone in the industry, it's going after my former peers is very important on this on the road tour, but I'm willing to bring in other people as well that can share their stories wherever you are today. And who knows, we may know somebody because it's a small industry, even though it's very large. I've shared that before. It's a small industry. You and I may be talking. Next thing we know, our pal Mr. Johnson was one of our nurses when we were aides working on the psych floor together. So you never know. Okay. Um, but it's fun to discover those. I've had a lot of those in my career. It's fun. Anyway, so if you are a social worker navigating the system for your clients, yes, I have former peers that are social workers. I will be reaching out, getting them on the schedule this year, so they can share the industry. But if you're a social worker in the hospital, or you're a social worker in long-term care, or assisted living, or privately, okay, come on, come on, 30 minutes. Share your experiences. We'll talk, we'll chat, and it'll just be a great time. And at the same time, our viewers, which I'm focusing for families as well too, our viewers will be able to see that um, we can help. We have services across the spectrum, folks. You we can share all those as we go through our series. Script, staying on script. Until up to now, well, I want to talk to you. Let's start that. You don't just have to be in senior care, like I said. Whether you're out at the bedside, out in the field, or handling the administrative red tape, your perspective matters, and this platform is open to you. So if you want to come on the show and share your experience, reach out to me. Okay, you can get me on my email, charles at daytodayseniorcare.com. I'm on Facebook. Our company is on Facebook. We're both company and myself are on Instagram, LinkedIn. Both myself and the company are LinkedIn and our YouTube channel, where a lot of people are gravitating to. I'm noticing again the majority of people are coming to see the full videos after we show some short clips of our industry, folks. You know, we're all in this industry together. Um, like I said, so this is great just to give people that real life feel. You know, like what we do in the industry, the stresses, the uh, the times where you just want to give up, or the times you can stories you can share of how you made such a great difference in people's lives. They're very, very important, because people can see that, and it just even gives them a little peace of mind, because this healthcare industry is very complex. Okay, I've been doing it for 3 decades, and now I'm in home care. The last 10, last what ring on the ladder in my lifelong career in senior care and healthcare. It's it's whoop, here we are. Oh, we lost that. Okay, we're back on. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty there. We're back on. I can see us going here in the studio. Okay, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about our unsung heroes. Talk right here. Here it is. Now, what we're doing is we're gonna look back at the buildings that I've managed, um, and I can tell you that there were so many people that I've worked with in the industry, from nurses to aides, managers. I've had bosses, many bosses that were executive directors while I was a manager, who taught me a lot over the decades, how to be a good leader. Some are still with me. You know, some did pass on, unfortunately. Um, but I'm scouting out, looking for the ones that are still around, and especially the ones, like I was in one of these buildings the other day in Atria, an Atria building that I had worked in, the Atria Northport, and when you go in there and you see on their badges 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, that's a lot. That's a lot for someone to be in one facility working with residents for decades. You know, you see them at their best, you see them at their worst, you see them pass. You know, you build a connection with these people, and you know, these residents, and it gets very tough when they pass. And in the nursing homes, sometimes it's even a shorter time. You just start to get to know them, and you come in the next morning, and you know, they've passed on. So you know, that in and of itself is a very tough thing for anyone working in the senior care healthcare industry. So but I want to get aides that I worked with, CNAs, home health care aides, housekeepers, maintenance crew. Yeah, I have former peers that are still in the maintenance department, um, housekeeping department, and you know what? I was a good boss, and we still keep in touch. And if I visit the facility now for, you know, a senior placement, or someone I'm you know, transitioning, it's always great to say hello to everybody and to see that they're still there. It's just really it's welcoming. It's very welcoming. That's why I'm going to get the guests, because I want you to see how they are. They're real people like you and I. Whatever role they play, they all, in my eyes, they all play a very critical role in the whole and all the moving parts in nursing and senior care and hospitals. Okay, back to the script. Um, so you know, here's a question. All right, why do they stay? The turnover in healthcare is notoriously high. Why do some people last 10, 15, and 20 years in this field? Okay, it's something we're gonna discover as we go forward this year in our series. And again, folks, anyone that wants to continue on with us, certainly subscribe on our YouTube channel, because I'll be posting all our video podcasts there. Our audio podcasts are on Apple and iHeartRadio. I have a website you can go to. You can go to my day-to-day senior care website and get over to any of those through there as well. um, I try to make it as easy as possible, so you can. But the most important thing is, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel or subscribe to our website, you'll get all the updated information. We have an email system that we're working on this year that's going to be able to help um, get you the latest information. And look, I'm not looking to overwhelm people with, you know, I know some people subscribe and they get inundated with tons of, nah, we're not doing that. Once a month, I'll just send out something scheduled for the month. You're welcome to pick whatever you want, join whatever you want, call me up and say, you know, hey, could you put in this maybe next month? That's where I'm at. I'm at for, you know, everyone. Whatever you need, I'm here. I'm here. Um, so yeah, it's getting late. I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I also want to okay. And then finally, on this road series, like I said, the Unsung Heroes are going to be, part of this series. So again, we're going to look back at the buildings that I managed and bring in some of those people. We're also going to take in new people. I'm inviting new, people that I haven't worked with. It's fine. Um, we'll talk about whatever it is in the industry. Okay. And you can share things with me and our audience. Um, we're going to ask the whys again. The passion obviously is a very big thing. We're going to go over that because it's passion that really drives anyone in this industry. And then finally, the last part, we're going to talk a little bit about the broader ecosystem, trying to, it, um, you know, trying to say exactly here. We're going to connect our experience in senior care back to the days in the hospital and the healthcare centers. Um, I'm going to be reaching out to people at the psychiatric that worked in psychiatric hospitals. People can understand, it's not always in senior care and long term care where, you know, stress levels, um, experiences, memories. Uh, there's a lot going on. So I just want to open up the arena, the door, so we can see more into what's going on in this ecosystem, this big healthcare system. All right. So so again, I want to thank everyone for uh, watching our videos. I'm very, very excited. Um, so again, we will resume our on the road series next week. I may have a special one this weekend. I'm still trying to get Will Taylor back from Maine so we can get live again in Maine. We were unable to get that, and I do apologize to everybody. We were unable to get that live because of technical difficulties. Um, so I don't know if it was him being up in Maine in the woods in his cabin up there or me being down here, you know, with the wind outside. Who knows? But so yeah, I'm going to wrap this up tonight. And again, just a quick review that again, the title tonight was the 5K milestone. Thank you so much for that. That continues to drive me to continue to to run our series, to run our 30-minute episodes each week, and we're going to invite, please, anyone that's interested. You know how to get in touch with me. Um, just give me a ring or DM, and let's chat a little bit and see how we can share what you have with our audience. Okay, all right. Thank you all very much, and you have a great rest of the evening. Bye now.